What's up, Tesla family? It's Ray J back with another video. And in this one, I want to give you guys a very quick update about Tesla and the markets. Just know that I am not a financial planner, so take nothing I say as financial advice. And also, if you guys can, please check out my Moomoo link. Deposit $100 and you're guaranteed 5 free stocks. Deposits $2,000 and you're guaranteed 30. Anyways, as far as the market's going, Tesla is holding its 200 EMA so far. And whether we break this or if we get a big bounce depends on many different factors, especially earnings. So let's talk about this real quick. So far, the market has been seeing a lot of shuffling, but then it did start to push after Jerome Powell's speech. We did get a small push. The reason for that is because we got this pause. The Fed has not raised or cut rates for this cycle. Things are going to remain the same. During Jerome Powell's speech, he did mention that there is progress being made on inflation. However, he wants to see more progress for them to continue to cut. So the Fed has to be very patient. The Fed does not want to cut rates too fast and also raise rates too quickly. They want to be kind of like in the middle and watch things given the current situation. The Fed also mentioned there's a lot of uncertainty about the next administration. This administration has new policies coming out, so they're going to be waiting to see how things end up going. But anyways, just to be clear, Jerome Powell didn't say anything that was too insane, just the same old gibberish he typically gives us. So that being said, we have the next catalyst, which is going to be Tesla's earnings, which starts after close today. The earnings call is actually going to be at 5:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time or 2:30 p.m. Pacific Time. So anywhere in between, if you guys are there, just calculate the time yourselves. 5:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, or about 1.5 hours after the market closes, we have Tesla's call. So if Tesla does very well, we're going to be listening to what they say about the robotaxi and the future developments of AI. If we get a big bounce, you want to see Tesla essentially break past this resistance. If we break past this 406 area, I think we easily push to the 420s. If we break this yellow trend line of resistance, if we're bearish, Tesla could be dumping and losing our 200 EMA at 384. If that fails us, we could be tipping even more. Whatever Tesla gives us is not going to be the final solution when it comes to their earnings. We have to wait for the call and their guidance. So make that very clear. Just know that they're going to give us their earnings first, what their EPS and revenue look like in the beginning. Whatever move it makes, don't just panic over that. Just wait and see. And then what's going to really affect it is going to be their earnings call and what they say about their guidance. So keep that in mind. For the rest of the market, I'm going to try to be quick with this just to get this video out there as soon as possible. SPY has been trying to push. It depends on what we see tomorrow, especially after big tech earnings come out. Keep in mind, we have Tesla, Meta, Microsoft, IBM, and a bunch of these tech earnings. If you want to hold anything overnight, it's your choice, and that's what my warning is about for SPY, Tesla, and the others. So by the way, if you're holding anything overnight, be careful. We don't know if Tesla's going to rally really hard or get a rug pull. We want to be open-minded to anything just to be safe, so we'll just keep that in mind. So that being said, if SPY is bullish and we break 604 tomorrow, we're looking for that gap fill for 607 and a push to all-time highs. If SPY pumps and rejects and we end up losing 599, we're looking for a dip back down towards 594. It could go either way. We're waiting for big tech earnings, so just keep that in mind. For the QQQ for bullish, you want to see us break past 524 to start filling this gap to about 529. And if we end up rejecting, we're looking for a move back down below 515. If that fails us, I think we dump towards where this trend line happens to be, this blue trend line. That's going to take us to the very low 500s. So we'll see which way we end up going. For the Russell 2000, we're completely range bound right now between 225 and 227-ish. So we're range bound. Could dip a little bit more if that fails us, so just keep that in mind. ES looks a bit more bullish. As long as we could try to hold above 60.80, we have potential to push to the 6100s to fill this gap. If we lose 60.64, we could be tipping lower, but this has potential to bounce. NQ is showing some life. I want to see it break past 21,700-ish, around that area. Then we have this gap to fill all the way up here around 21,872. So we'll see about that. Bitcoin's looking a bit more bullish, especially as we have this resistance at 105,000. Powell helped this pump, so we'll see if this continues after earnings. Just a few more. We have Nvda. Nvda is trying to hold support. So far it's doing a good job. If we break past 123.5, I think we could be pushing back up to 127. If we can't, we're going to continue to consolidate. We're making a higher low, which is a good sign for this to try to bounce. So we'll see if this holds or not. Aapl looks a bit more bullish. We have an inverse head and shoulders like setup. If we break 240, we're looking for 246. If we end up losing 232, we could be tipping lower, but this is favoring an inverse head and shoulders, looking a bit more bullish. For just a few more, we have Coin looking pretty good. We have a gap to fill up here. Could try to push higher as long as you hold above 286. I favor the 290s. If we end up losing support at 275, we could be tipping, but I favor upside. For Amazon's just completely range bound right here between 235 and 240. Um, this is going to be affected by big tech earnings. I would love to see this break 240 if they do really well. If they don't do too well, we're looking for it to below 235. It still looks bullish nonetheless. For Meta is looking more bullish. If we end up breaking past the 680 area, we're looking for a big push closer to about just under 690. And if we end up losing 670, we're looking for a dump back down towards 664. So this is technically favoring upside for the mid 680s. So give this the time it needs. Microsoft is trying to hold the support right here around 440. If we lose this, we're looking for a dump back down to 435. If this holds, we're looking for a move back up towards 448. I want to see it break 448 to really start pushing. It's still holding up very nicely on an uptrend. So we'll see if the levels hold. Google's doing a good job. If we break past 198, we're looking for that gap fill up to 200. And if we lose this support right here at 196, we're looking for a move back down. So we'll see how tech earnings go. We have high expectations. I hope the market continues to pump, but we'll see just to be safe. And finally, guys, I wish you all the best for Tesla's earnings. I might make another video and talk about what earnings look like, but then don't forget we also have their earnings call, which is going to be very late. So I'm going to release a late video where I talk about how Tesla's earnings call ends up going. So just keep that in mind, guys. Anyways, I thank you all so much for listening. Have a good day. I'll see you guys in the next one, and peace out.